how to build a savings. Now, I had to come on and mention this because, again, I work at a bank. This is huge. Going in depth with teaching people how to do this is huge. So, like I said before, another video, I ain't getting paid for this. I'm just doing this genuinely just to help out as many people as I can. Because I know how it is when you maybe want a certain goal or have certain goals and you don't have anyone near you who is doing what you want to do, and nobody just sit down and explain the game to you. So I'm just taking out time to literally go by step and explain the game for you all so that y'all can level up, take off with life, right? So, how to build a savings. I'm going to tell you how to build a savings in 5 steps, all right? We're going to do it in 5 steps. I like to keep it simple, easy to comprehend as much as possible, and relatable as well. So, 5 steps on how to build you up a savings. Number 1, the first step in terms of how to build up a savings is tracking everything. Now, what do I mean by tracking everything? Because this is extremely important. I have people who will come in and I'll meet with. And also, before I go any further, I guess I got to mention this too. For educational purposes. I don't know, legality-wise, it's for educational purposes, all right? This is for educational purposes. But I have people who I meet with who, no matter what age, could be young, old, could be over 70 or in their 80s. And it just happens like they have gone, up to that point without ever having to track their own finances. Now, of course, for a lot of people, whatever works for you, works for you. I highly recommend, though, you track your own finances. I'm not saying that you don't have anyone to help you, anything like that. I just mean at least bare minimum, check your accounts. And I highly recommend you check all of your bank accounts, all of your accounts daily, at least once per day. Me, I check mine multiple times a day, but more than likely I'll check it when I wake up and when I go to sleep. So at bare minimum twice a day. I check all my accounts at bare minimum twice a day. Now, I've been there, when you even though you don't want to check your stuff, right? I've been there. I faced financial hardship before. So you're not alone, but you need to track everything. And this will put you so much further ahead of everyone in life because most people do not track. Most people don't even know how much is in their bank account. Most people don't even know that they got hit by some random charge last week and they still haven't seen it. Or maybe months ago. People don't even know they got hit by some random charges on their account months ago and they never even seen them. Some people might even not see stuff for a year. And I've literally seen people who go through this. They would be like, man, it was charged on my account last year. I didn't even know they were there. But I highly recommend to start tracking everything and check your accounts, all of them, at least bare minimum once per day. This is going to set you apart. This is also going to give you knowledge on where you stand daily. And it's going to make you more wise too because you're going to be keeping up with all your stuff. And it's just going to make you look more knowledgeable too. So number 1 with how to build a savings is starting to track everything and where you at. All right. So the second step of 5. So for number 2, the second step for how to build a savings is similar to my other video. The second step is to set a goal. All right. For those who don't know how to set a goal, it's basically giving you direction and where you're going in life, and it helps you stay on the path. Basically, it's almost like there's a reference I used with sailing on a boat. It's like getting on a boat and just going out in the ocean. You don't know where you're going. You have no idea where you would like to end up. You're just sailing. Now, you'll end up somewhere. Most likely, you may not end up at a place that you have liked, depending on your goal. I guess you just want to surprise yourself. I don't know. But I highly recommend at least having an ideal destination that you want to end up for the boat, because then you can help guide yourself towards the direction. And you'll also get an idea of when you're starting to head off or veer away from that direction. So you need, because this is extremely crucial, you need to set some type of ideal goal or vision or a destination that you would like to land on for building up your savings. And this is also key too. Like there was this video that I made over how to start making money. And what's big with this part was setting a goal is, if your goal is only to save up $100, it's going to be completely different from somebody's goal who wants to save up $100,000. And even then, the person who wants to save up $100,000 goal is going to be completely different from somebody who wants to save up $1 million. Completely different steps. And this is why it's also extremely important to know or have an idea of where you want to go or which direction, because that will directly correlate and directly influence which steps you will take. So definitely get an ideal goal that you want to set. I mean, you could also add a timeline if you want. I learned from Elon, I learned from Elon that deadlines drive, like, what was it? Like, deadlines drive, like, completed tasks or something. I forgot the wording for it, but I know if you set a deadline, you're more likely to get stuff done a lot sooner. However you do it, at bare minimum, have at least the direction. I mean, if you want to add a date of when you want to have it by, that's fine. Do not be upset if you do not have it by the date. The big thing is you're still taking action toward the goal, and you're going in the right direction. So, for number 2, set a goal to give you a direction. For the third step, for number 3, for the third step of how to build up a savings out of 5, number 3 is to commit. To commit. This is key as well, because again, I don't know what happens. I don't know what God does, but it's like when you commit to something, and again, it could be something even outside of this or outside of money. It could be in relationships. It could be to a sports team. It could be to whatever. When you commit to something, it just seems like things in the universe, things out in the world, just start lining up perfectly for you to be able to hit whatever you're committing to. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to be easy. I will go ahead and tell you right now, everything I'm telling you, I'm breaking it down in a way that's easy to comprehend and easy to take action on, but it's not going to be easy at all. It's not going to be easy at all. You're going to have to take the slow, consistent wins as much as you can. But yeah, it's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy at all. But you're going to need to commit, and just watch how everything with the universe just perfectly starts lining up for you once you commit to something. Like, once you decide, like, you're going all in, that you are going, like, you tell yourself, like, hey, I'm going to do this. It's going to be hard. I don't know how long is that exactly going to take or what's going to happen, but I'm going to do whatever I can to hit the goal. I'm committing to it. I'm giving it everything I got, and watch how you see everything in your life just flourishes towards lining you up for the goal. So definitely commit. That's key. That's huge. All right. So for the fourth step, for number 4 out of 5 on how to build up a savings, this fourth one is this is some great insight that's going to change people's life, right? So for the fourth one, this is called the 10-10-80 rule. So yeah, like the number 10, the number 10 again, and then the number 80. 10-10-80 rule. Now, it's also kind of publicly known that a guy named John D. Rockefeller, which was known for someone known for owning oil and owning railroad track. But basically, this is well known by John D. Rockefeller, who was someone who was extremely wealthy. And essentially, what it is you can use this as a guide for how you know if you're living within your means or not. So, the 10-10-80 rule is essentially where you take 10% of everything you make and you give to others or tithes. I look at it as giving to God, however you look at it, but 10% to giving. Another 10% directly to yourself, which can go in the form of saving, investing, you putting it back into yourself. You can never go wrong with investing in yourself. I always recommend it. But another 10% goes straight to you, and whatever you decide to do with it, enjoy life. That'll be a part of it too. Make it where you can enjoy life. And then 80% goes to just living in general, like maybe all your bills, expenses, whatever. And if at your life, if you're able to calculate this and you are not within the 10-10-80 rule, like example, you have to spend a lot more than 80%, ideally more than 80%. This isn't a hard number, but if you have to spend way more than that, then it gives you an idea of that you're probably not living within your means. Of course, nothing's just black and white in this world. Somebody may have some random standard and it perfectly works for them. Whatever works. Do more of that. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? I'm with it. But ideally, 10-10-80 rule. So again, 10% goes to giving, 10% goes to going back into yourself, whether it's saving and investing. And investing, all you're doing, the meaning of investing really is just putting your money into something with the hope that it will give you more money back later. That's all investing is. So that could be in anything, right? Anything that makes you more money later. And then 80% goes to just living in general. So live within this. If I need to explain that more, just let me know. And for the fifth step, the last step for number 5 out of 10 for how to build a savings, the last step is to never ever give up. Never ever give up is the last step. And I mention that because, again, I'm reiterating, it's going to get hard. There's going to be times where you may not even see the vision anymore, but you just got to have faith in yourself, faith in everything that's going to happen. And basically all faith is just believing in the unseen. And you have faith every time you get on the road. So, I would say that. You have faith that somebody doesn't swerve into your lane and hit you. So you got some faith. You're just going to have to use it for this too. So just have faith, believe in yourself, and watch how everything works. But never, ever give up. That's the last and final step. And this is how you're going to build your savings. I'm finna have some people over here. Y'all going to be blowing up with some monies. Y'all going to be blowing up some monies, man. I'm just putting y'all on game. So, hope this was helpful. Definitely let me know what y'all think. And I'm going to let y'all get to it, man. Y'all going to start building up y'all funds, all right? Peace.